Bang. All right. So guys, today what we're going to do is a workout that is going to be based on like having sustained elevated CO2 while moving. So we're going to be simulating hypercapnic swimming for a while, do some hypercapnic walking, and then we're going to be simulating over-unders. So, you know, like doing apnea walk over-unders instead of swimming over-unders. Now, hypercapnic swimming and over-unders are absolute core exercises in freediving. They are, you know, probably if you could choose a pair of exercises to do and do nothing else, you would choose those two. They're the absolute foundation. They both are sustained elevated CO2 exercises. They will do a lot for a person in terms of getting them comfortable with an urge to breathe and extending the period of time before they get an urge to breathe. So we're going to do 4 sets tonight. So we're going to do 2 of each. The first sets we're going to do hypercapnic walking, then a break. Then we're going to do like over-under simulation, then a little break, then hypercapnic walking, then a little break, and then over-under simulation. So we'll do the hypercapnic walking for 5 minutes, and then move over into the over-unders. Now, for the over-unders, I think the easiest thing will be for you guys to count steps, because we can't really measure out a distance in all of your homes. So you can just count steps and do it like that. So yeah, and it'll be, I suppose, like the challenge level, or the difficulty level, will be based on how fast you walk. So we're gonna, you know, walk 25 steps holding your breath, and then you're gonna walk 25 steps breathing, right? So constantly moving, so you never stop. And then, you know, if you want it to, oh, Dan, is Dan a doctor? Hello, Dan. We can't hear you, but we like
Hi,
to.
mate. Hi. Yeah, I'm just at work. I'll be nipping in and out.
Oh, cool. The way that you make it more or less difficult with the hypercapnic walking is the same as how you make it more or less difficult with hypercapnic swimming. It's that if you walk fast, you'll generate more CO2. If you walk slow, it'll be probably quite easy. So you'll all finish at different times, and that's totally cool. Cool?
Cool.
All right. So let's do our breathing warm-up. So for those who don't know, we warm ourselves up with breathing. It's a really great way to get your body comfortable when contractions start rolling through. It's a really great way to get yourself sort of mobile and flexible, so that when you take a final breath, you're not feeling like you're about to explode. So we'll start with 2 minutes of just the stomach breathing. So just focus on expanding that stomach, just pushing the stomach out as far as it will go, and then relaxing it back in with, you know, as we breathe. So 2 minutes begins now. Inhale, stomach goes out. Exhale, stomach relaxes back to neutral. It's really fun. I see a black screen called Erin, and I think, oh, my wife's name is Erin. I wonder if my wife is in the other room. Just live stream out of curiosity. How you doing, Erin? Oh, it's not my wife.
No, I'm not. I'm a random person that's decided to join.
There are no random people. All right, so sorry, we're stomach breathing still. Stomach breathing away. It's okay to be a little bit vigorous with this breathing. It's not a bad thing to really get things moving and mobile. It's not a bad thing to have a little bit of blood flow moving into the muscles that surround the lungs. Breathing, inhale, stomach out, and relax, exhale, stomach goes back in. Thirty more seconds. Good. That's been 2 minutes. All right. Now, intercostal breathing. So getting the intercostal muscles to move outward. So the ribs should be moving out to the side as we inhale. So 2 minutes breathing deep into our intercostals. Getting those ribs moving out and relaxing back in. Cool. You should feel your hands. If you got your hands sitting there on the sides of your ribs, you should feel them moving out. Stomach shouldn't be moving forward. The chest shouldn't be coming up or out. Just those ribs going out to the side. Nice. Just relax and breathe. Get those muscles moving. It's been 1 minute, so we'll do it for another minute. I was saying to these guys earlier that I taught a real life freediving course today, which felt, strange to go and meet people and dive together and things like that. It was fun. Really fun. I suppose, when you're doing it all the time, it's like, oh yeah, that's what we do. And then all of a sudden, you don't do it for a few months, and yeah, I really missed it. It was good. 30 more seconds. It's okay to be vigorous with the breathing. Good work, guys. All right, now 2 minutes of chest breathing. So inhaling, chest comes forward and then relax back to neutral. 2 minutes. Inhale into that chest. And as you're doing this, what I'd like you to focus on is not tensing or engaging your shoulder blades at all. Because that should really be the limit of your chest inhalation. Because basically what happens here is, your lungs will keep expanding until they hit a wall, which is the outward flexibility or the outward mobility of your thoracic cavity, the muscles that encase your lungs. And in this case, if we don't get to, if we bring the chest forward so much that we have to pull the shoulder blades back to make more room in the chest, we've actually closed off a huge area of expansion in our back. And so we're not getting as deep a breath as we could. So just focus on bringing that chest forward, not engaging or pulling back the shoulder blades. In 1 minute, so 1 more minute. Good, 30 more seconds. Good, that's been 2 minutes. All right. Now, like your last 2 minutes of full breaths, stomach, intercostals, chest, nice and full. Let's go. Yourself in the breathing. We do this breathing before every workout. It's like you moment. You just focus on yourself, have your time breathing. Inhaling as deeply as we can without losing any of that relaxation. One more minute. Good. All right, that's 2 minutes. So we are not going to get beaten to hell with contractions today, because we're only going to be doing short breath holds, even though we have sustained elevated CO2. Any contractions we have will be short term, so we won't do our stomach vacuums, at least just for this workout. So we're going to get up and get straight into it. So the first drill we're going to do is going to be 5 minutes of hypercapnic walking. And then we're going to do over-under simulation. So 25 steps holding breath, 25 steps walking but breathing. And we can do 10 of those. So 10 sets of 25, 25. And then we'll do the same thing again. We'll have about maybe 2 or 3 minutes of rest in between. So everyone, let's stand up. Now, what we're aiming to do with this hypercapnic walking is to choose a number of steps, anything in between 5 and 10, and to maintain that throughout the 5 minutes. So, like for example, what we want to see is someone, like taking 5 steps, exhale, inhale, then 5 steps, exhale, inhale. And you just keep walking the entire time. So you just be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and from the moment that when you just keep walking, and when you finish that final breath, that's when you start the count of how many steps before your next breath. Okay, so we want to see a consistent, sustained number. Like we want to see, like, okay, I'm going to start with 6, and if 6 is okay, then you stay with 6. If 6 is not challenging, then move to 7 or 8 or whatever, right? What we don't want to see is someone saying, okay, well, I'm going to do 5. And then you're like, oh, 5 is easy. I'm going to try 10. And then, oh, 10's hard. And then they go back to 6. And it's irregular for every different set of breath holds that you do. So, yeah. So does anyone have any questions about this first workout, or is it pretty straightforward?
Just a quick one. So it's like 10 minutes of steps, holding your breath, and 10 minutes you do your regular breathing, and 10 minutes again hold, and 10 minutes again. Oh, sorry. 10 steps or whatever.
Yes, so basically look like this. So I'll say, all right, everyone, the 5 minutes is going to start now. And you're going to take a deep breath, and then you're just going to walk. And you're going to walk continuously at the same kind of pace for 5 minutes. And then you're going to say, okay, I'm going to try 6 steps. So every 6 steps, you're going to exhale, inhale, and keep going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, like you're doing this counting in your head, right? Cool?
Got it.
All right, guys. So, yeah?
Can we do that on the bike?
You can if you want, for sure. If you want to, I mean, you can, like one rotation can be a step, for sure. All right.
Are we doing a full inhale?
Full inhale, yes. Okay, guys, your 5 minutes begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we are walking at a cruisy but consistent pace. Good work. And just feel it out. You know, you might have started with a number of steps that's too challenging. You might have started with a number of steps that's not challenging enough. Just slowly work with it and try to get like a real good, consistent number. Good. These exercises are great because effectively today or tonight, what we're going to be doing is we're spending at least, 20 to 30 minutes with constantly elevated carbon dioxide in the body. So, it's these kind of exercises that really force like a strong and a fast adaptation to higher CO2. Absolute foundation exercises. Good work, guys. Good work. And obviously, having an exercise where we have the opportunity to take many, many final breaths, we could make one of the things that we're focused on during this workout, like our ability to take a final breath while standing, our ability to take in a comfortable final breath and instantly relax so that we can keep walking straight away afterwards. We always want to make sure, it's been 2 minutes already, we always want to make sure there's some kind of skill or some kind of technique that we can be working on while we're also working on our breath holding abilities. And I'm going to take an Instagram story of you all. Been over 3 minutes, so we're over the hump. Just under 2 more minutes to go. Then we're going to take 2 minutes rest, get straight into the next one. So just remember you have effectively 2 measures in which you can control the intensity of this exercise. Number 1 is how often you allow yourself to breathe, how many steps you take. And number 2 is how fast you walk. The faster you walk, the more CO2 you'll generate, the more puffed out you'll be. Feels like the worst thing on earth to sneeze right now. Even alone in this room, I was like, oh God, what did I just do? Good, we're over 4 minutes now, so actually 50 seconds left. Good, 30 seconds. All right, we have 10 seconds left until we're done. And let's stop walking and sit down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. 2 minutes recovery begins. And then we're going to get straight into the next one. So when the 2 minutes is finished, you're going to stand up and you'll start the first breath hold, which is going to be hold your breath and you walk 25 steps. And then you Keep walking another 25 steps while breathing. Now, if you need to have a break before the next breath hold, you can, or you can just go straight into the next breath hold with 25 steps. We should be aiming to be able to do it continuously, but if you need to have breaks here and there, that's okay. One breath hold of 25 steps and one walking section of 25 steps is 1 round. I'm doing 10 rounds. So 10 times we'll be walking 25 steps, breath holding, and then breathing. Breath holding, breathing.
Will you count or we will count for ourselves?
You count for yourself the steps because you'll all be walking at different speeds. I'm just going to be counting time. So basically when you're done, just come in front of the camera and stop, and then I'll know that you're done. And when everyone's done, then we'll count 2 minutes and we'll go into the next one. All right, 1 minute. So just remember that the faster that you walk, the harder this is. I suppose like you could be aiming to complete it as fast as you're comfortable. 30 seconds. $20 seconds. 10 seconds. Ready. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. If you can, walk continuously, holding the breath for 25 steps, and breathing for 25 steps, and then holding and breathing. And you decide the intensity based on how fast you walk the entire time. It's been 1 minute already. Good, we've just hit 2 minutes. Good, that's 3 minutes already. Doing well. 10 rounds. When you finish the 10th round, just give me a little okay sign. Fernando, done. Good man. 3.5 minutes. These kind of drills are really, really good for your diving. They will get you diving fit and keep you diving fit. Samuel Swift, 3:47. Muy bien. All right. We're at 4 minutes 30 now. Perfect. All right, awesome. We have some zombies still going. Freediving zombies. Good work.
Even the traveler bird.
All right, beautiful.
What?
Okay.
I just said you were beautiful, Ivan, that's all.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah, and Michael swore at you in Scandinavian. In, in Old Norse.
Okay.
Cool, guys. All right, so we'll take 2 minutes now. And then we'll do the exact same thing. So then we'll go back into the hypercapnic walking and then do a round of that again. How was those two exercises so far?
Great.
Yeah, was the intensity okay? Was it easy? Was it challenging?
I make myself challenging. I feel the legs. I feel the legs.
Yeah, you will. Good. All right. And 1 more minute. Get straight back up to our hypercapnic walking, choosing a number of steps, and then exhale, inhale, and keeping on going.
Hey Adam, is it supposed to be a certain number of rounds, or is it just the time-based?
Just time-based, just continuous for 5 minutes. And then that exercise is all about the rounds. All right, 30 seconds.
I'm sorry, I missed the number of steps with you.
It's your choice, anything between 5 and 10. You know, you just choose a number that's kind of challenging, but that you can maintain. 20 seconds.
All right.
Right, so
Perfect, thank you.
maybe like 8 steps and then 1 exhale, 1 inhale, 8 steps, 1 exhale, and 1 inhale. Just keep the walk continuous. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's walk. As you walk, I'll spin around on my spinny chair. Make sure we're focusing on getting a really good final breath for each one of these. Make sure our stomachs are relaxed after every breath hold, after every inhale. Make sure we're going into those steps feeling super relaxed in our stomachs. been 1 minute already. So 1 minute down. Good. Continuous motion, continuous walking. Inhale, exhale. It's all about keeping high levels of CO2 in the body for the duration of 5 minutes. While we walk the whole time, while we restrict our breathing. We've passed 2 minutes now. That's 3 minutes now, so we're over the hump. 2 minutes left. Just so everybody is aware of how brilliant this is, Functional You is walking while carrying his dog, and it's adorable. You'll see him pop on the screen soon. Come back, Functional You, and bring that dog with you. Hey! Oh, he's got 2! That's like a weighted apnea walking exercise. All right, that's 4 minutes now, guys. We have 1 more minute to go. You're killing it. Just make sure you've chosen a number of steps that's challenging but manageable for a long period of time. Hey, that's a good boy, Michael. The 2B3 boys are great. All right, 30 seconds. $20 seconds. Is it new? I'll wait till you're finished, I suppose, to ask questions. 10 seconds. And let's get back to sitting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, guys. 2 minutes break. Very, very nice. Wow. Michael, you have your own freediving buoy.
Got it. I got it last week.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
They're nice, aren't they?
Very nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have your own buoy. Next, you get your own boat. You get your own everything.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, actually.
Were you actually?
Well, kind of jealous of your boat situation.
Yes, the Ella Nautical
Nice,
is
nice
a beautiful vessel.
Captain speaking.
It's just, you know, like having a boat is like, you know, the feeling. Okay, do you remember when you got your driver's license and you're like, wow, I can go everywhere now. I can do anything. That's how
Yeah, yeah.
having a boat. I feel that again. And it's awesome.
Happiness.
Yeah,
No limitation.
exactly. All right, one more minute.
Sky is the
The-
limit is only the sky.
in which I have to buy a plane, and then the sky is no longer the limit.
Yeah, you're already gone in the water deep. Now is the time you go up. in the
Yeah,
sky.
exactly. All right.
Master of all else.
20 seconds. Ten seconds. Getting ready. 25 steps. Breath holding. 25 steps. Walking as fast as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. All right, that's been 1 minute. Doing well. That's 2 minutes now. Wow. When this is finished, we have to ask Fernando about all the instruments he has on the walls. Sorry, it's over 3 minutes now. I was just checking out Fernando's house, that's all. Just creeping in on you, Fernando. Oh, cool. Done. Look at that. It's 3:40 now. Good, 350. Four minutes. Good, 420. So while our zombies are still walking, how did you guys go with that last drill? Were you getting the urge to breathe on the 25 steps where you were holding your breath? No. Okay, that's okay. We'll adjust for Wednesday. Almost at 5 minutes.
Very mild sensation.
Sorry, Dipesh?
Very mild sensation. Very, very mild.
Yeah,
sensation.
yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Okay.
Is it only me sweating here?
Oh, I think everyone's sweating. Cycling, though, I feel like that's more vigorous.
I feel some pressure on my ribs. Maybe
Yeah.
because I'm inhaling much air here.
I would say it's to do with the fact that you're taking final breaths while walking, having contractions, the entire time. Well, not having contractions, so, but like I think it's all the movement with the full breath.
Yeah. Is it the diaphragm?
I just read the chat. Someone says this feels a bit like walking normally in Melbourne. Oh, too good. Too good. All right. And Jonathan, the course was in the Central Coast, just north of Sydney. Cool, guys. Good work. So that was, look, whenever we introduce new exercises, we always do them at a very low intensity. And then we ramp up with the exercises just so everyone's comfortable with what we're doing and it feels good. It's really important for all the breath holds to always feel good. So on Wednesday, we'll be doing the same drill, but at I'd say a fair amount. We'll increase the intensity by a fair amount. You'll be doing a lot more steps and a lot less breathing. But that was good. These kind of workouts, they really are foundation workouts. They're really good for long-term, sustained, elevated like tolerance to CO2. They're really good for improving your comfort while diving, especially when we're fun diving, where we're like moving constantly, like swimming around, diving, coming up, swimming around, diving, coming up. It's really good for that kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, good stuff. And Fernando, tell us all about your instruments.
My wife says I have gear acquisition syndrome.
I don't disagree.
I truly only played this one here, the big bass. I play, I mean, Twinkle Twinkle and all of these instruments, but I believe my instrument are bass and piano.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a professional musician. I just have a lot of.
I thought you were. Like, I was looking around, like thinking, like, wow, this guy must like go to town on all of these instruments.
No, I just love to get friends together and jam and enjoy it very much.
That's cool, man.
We should have a session.
Sorry?
We should have a session we should have a session with Fernando how to manage your partners in terms of buying things of your choice and not playing them.
Guys, do you have any questions about anything at all? That what we did tonight?
Yeah, quick one. So when you say our tolerance level to high CO2 levels, it's also about when you're diving too often with high CO2 levels. It's you start finding yourself getting a little bit busy at times because of the high CO2 levels, and to make sure you don't happen to go past your limits when you're free diving at high CO2 levels. That's one of the things that help for you to being able to manage yourself at high CO2 levels. So I think
I kind of missed half of what you said, Dipesh. I think your audio is a bit like garbled. I kind of got the gist of what you said, but I'm not 100% sure to give you a proper answer back.
Okay, I'll try again. I'm saying one of the key things of high CO2 levels is to get comfortable in the scenario where when you have high CO2 levels, you're
Yes.
still staying in the water.
Yes. So effectively, like with when we refer to a CO2 tolerance, we're really referring to two things. We're talking about A, being comfortable with high CO2 levels, you know, like experiencing an urge to breathe, experiencing contractions, and being comfortable in that state. And that's a few things, you know, that's like, you know, the more you hold your breath, the smaller the alarm bells will get rung in your mind, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, when you do have these elevated CO2 levels, and then the more you'll personally feel comfortable with it. And then number two, you know, obviously, and like, you know, the amount of panic a person feels or the amount of discomfort a person feels will decrease as we get more comfortable. That's what I mean by that as well. So there's a physical improvement to the comfort. And then the second part is how long you can hold your breath before any of this begins. So those are the two things that we're always training. Now, exercises to train how long you can hold your breath without experiencing an urge to breathe and exercises to get you more comfortable with CO2 are very different. So they're different drills. So tonight was more focused on getting you comfortable. It will do a little bit postpone the urge to breathe, but it's a lot more about getting you comfortable with an urge to breathe.
Just to have a sneak peek of next session and to understand this one better, what is the range? Like how, for example, how many steps do you want to do next time?
I mean,
just, you know, to explain, because the first one here, I was doing 40 steps, and I mean, not uncomfortable yet. When I was doing 5 steps, like, crap, I'm hyperventilating. I was like, really, way too much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so, you know, if the range was 5 to 10 for this drill. And on Wednesday, we'll be looking more at anything from 8 to like 20.
I was doing 25.
You're doing 25? Well, we can go up then. We can go up. Do you know what I mean? Like like with the large group, it's really hard, I suppose, to make it specific. But let's move on up. Let's do 15 to 30.
Yeah, because for a full breath, I mean.
Yeah, for sure. I just didn't want to come out of the gate swinging. I didn't want people like walking along going like, you know, it sucks.
Can I just like clarify again? I mean, I might have gotten that wrong, but we're supposed to do like how many steps we wanted to do, but on one exhale and one inhale.
Yes.
Okay, so if we're doing one breath, we're doing 5, 6, 10, whatever, 25 steps. We exhale, we inhale, and we do another 25 steps.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
And then for the actual over-unders, we'll increase the amount of steps that you're taking on breath hold and reduce the amount of steps that you are taking while breathing.
So with the exercise where we were doing 10 breaths and 10 steps, or the number of comfortable steps, was that more just volume? And then on the one when we're doing 25 steps or whatever, is that about pushing it a bit harder and getting that intensity? Or
yes and no. They're both quite different exercises. Now, I think that, you know, we did them at both at a low intensity, so they may have felt similar. But effectively, the first exercise, you are meant to be having some form of the urge to breathe the entire time. Right? As you know, after like a minute or so, once you build up the CO2, you're meant to be having a mild to moderate urge to breathe for the duration of the 5 minutes. And I think also 5 minutes was probably too short. But again, I didn't want to come out and kill you guys. And then the other one is more looking at, we want to do it fast because we want to build lactate in the body as well. Like we want to get the legs heavy and things like that. So it was just not enough breath holding. So we'll be looking at doing something along the lines of 40 steps breath holding, 20 steps breathing. I think I want the intensity to be high enough that half the people doing it will need to pause at some point in time to just breathe normally and not keep walking. And then the other half will be able to keep walking continuous. That's kind of where I want to have the intensity of the drill. It's always a little bit, because, you know, especially with so many new people coming in, it's always a bit tricky to pick the right intensity, but, you know, we'll get it for when.
Do you reckon it would be possible to, instead of using steps, using seconds?
We could for sure. They're just it's a little bit harder to manage. You have to have a clock, or I'd have to be counting out the time.
You have to do something.
Sorry?
You have to do something.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that the steps is the easiest way for everyone to be choosing something manageable for them and to be sort of on top of it for themselves.
I mean, you have to do something. You can't just.
Oh, me! I watch you guys. I watch you. I observe. I collect feedback to give to you. I watch you carry your dog.
I know,
and I look into your rooms. And I look at your instruments. And I'm like, why does Sachin do this in front of a white wall? What am I meant to see in Sachin's house, you know? And then I think to myself, what is he hiding? What could he possibly be hiding?
Nothing to say. I bring my big bass to Deep Week.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, the cost of bringing it there will be like the cost of a flight, wouldn't it?
Adam.
Use it as a boat.
Sorry?
Use it as a boat.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Or at least
yeah.
So the speed will increase the intensity. So
Yes.
what happens if we start to run?
You will get a very high amount of lactate in the body, and you'll be generating a lot of CO2. I would recommend not running. Running on breath hold is not something I recommend, full stop. It's not a good idea to have a full breath and to have the stress on your body in terms of movement with running. I'm probably more worried about you giving yourself an injury in terms of a barotrauma, or like, you know, like straining some of the muscles surrounding you, more than I'm worried about you falling over or something like that.
Okay. What about doing yoga postures?
I would recommend not doing that. So in general, I don't recommend doing any form of stretching in which you take a full breath and then stretch. I think like dynamic stretching is fantastic, right? Like when I say dynamic stretching, I mean movement stretching. Like for example, you know, it's okay to hold a yoga pose and to breathe deep because you're moving constantly, and you'll only be able to inhale to the range that is comfortable for your body in that position without injury. Whereas if you take in and then push your body into a position, you can easily strain the muscles around your lungs.
Okay. Thanks.
Just a personal example, answering to just, you know, a cherry on top of her question. About 2 weeks ago, I was doing yoga. I did a full breath in, and I blacked out.
Nice.
It was weird. I woke up and everyone looked at me like, what the heck?
Like, nothing to see here, people. It was a packing blackout, okay? Leave me alone.
Exactly. Yeah. I packed. Yeah, I packed and like, like.
Oh, brilliant. That's good. Cool. All right, guys. Well, okay. Oh, yeah? Where am I looking?
Sorry. What do you advise for the beginners? For example, for me, I still only hold my breath for 2 minutes only. So, what do you advise?
My advice is to continue doing the workouts that we're doing, but just do them at the intensity that's good for you. All of the workouts that we do are scalable, by which I mean, you know, they can be done at a really high difficulty or they can be done at a really low difficulty. So you just do them at the difficulty level that suits you, and you'll improve and improve and improve and improve.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Adam.
All right.
So these sorry, this is because I'm one of the freeloaders from Melbourne.
Yeah,
How do
boy.
you jump onto these sessions normally? Like, what's the?
Through Patreon. So I have a Patreon. It's a donation-based thing. I think the lowest donation you can do is $2 a month, and it goes all the way up to $100 a month. Just saying, functional you.
When my gym reopens again, I'll start donating.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, no, look, man, it's just whatever you want and whatever you can afford, and that's it. So it's like I won't actually put it in the Melbourne Freedivers group because I don't want to be like a tacky prick that's like, hey, come to this free training and this is how you pay for it. But it's just patreon.com/Adam Freediver, and then you can just sign up that way.
Yes, sick. My name's Alex, by the way.
Okay, cool.
I feel like I might have met you in Thailand when you were doing freediving. Back in
It
the
is
day.
entirely likely.
You look very familiar. Like very.
I
very
do.
familiar.
I do have a generic, sort of like Eastern European / Middle Eastern face. So that there's a lot of doppelgangers out there.
Sick.
So,
Well,
okay.
thank you for these sessions anyway.
Man,
Really,
pleasure.
really nice.
I mean, like, I was quarantined for 2 weeks, and it was fairly, it has an impact on a person. So you guys can barely leave your homes, so you gotta have something to do.
Oh, bro, we're in the deep, mate. I'm like 5 months in.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's
all good.
full on. Yeah.
We can do
I'll
it.
see you on Wednesday.
You will. I'll see you all on Wednesday.
Yeah, bro.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Good
Thank
morning.
you, everyone.
Nice.
Namaste.
Namaste, guys. See you later.
Namaste.
مع السلامة.